guys, this is RLC's 321 Fantastic Plastic coming back with another model kit build for you. This is the continuation of Doctor Who. I apologise it's taking so long, I've just been busy as normal. Life gets in the way, as it always does. But this time we're going to concentrate on doing the face of the Doctor, which I'm hoping I can do it right. I'm actually using the colour as a base colour for the skin tone. That's what I'm going to be using. And I've got a speaker here, so I've basically just put this towel down to stop it getting any crud on it. So giving this a good old shake, and then what we're going to do is with this, if this being the base color, I might darken it a little bit with some brown actually. Might do. But either way, base color for the Doctor. Stay. So I'm going to get my airbrush, and I'm just going to put a couple of drops in there. I don't need a lot of this because a lot's going to go a long way with this. Put the lid on. Put a little tiny drop of thinner in there, and get something to stir it with. A bit more thinner in there. Right, basically, if I can bring this over, what I'm looking for when I'm mixing up the paints and the thinner, when I bring if we can see this, if we go, when I bring the paint up to the side, it should just run down like that. It's difficult to see because of my lighting in here. Let's see if we do it that way. As you can see, it's not really sticking, but it's also moving down ever so slightly. That's how thin you want it. Okay. So what we're going to do now is make sure we've got nothing else coming through and the paint's coming through fine. Is just do very, very light coat. Not heavy. Just nice and light. Right, now I've got a very light coat on there. Now's the time I'm going to go a little bit heavier. Not a lot, just a little bit. And we want to cover as much as we can. And then now I'm just doing a fairly slightly light, heavier coat. But not too heavy that it starts dripping all over the place, but just enough. And then I'm going to get some air just to go over the top of it. A little bit more air. The air is basically getting it to dry a little bit. And there we go. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pause you guys and I'm going to bring you back in a minute once that's dry. Right, okay, so we're now back. This should have had plenty of time to dry. And you're probably thinking, why haven't I done the hair first? Don't worry about that, we can sort that out. So what I'm going to do here, I've got some Army Painter dark tone ink. And what I'm going to do with this is paint the whole face with it. I'm just going to slap it on. Now, just make sure that has fully shaken up because I haven't used these in a while. And this is dark tone. And there is a reason why I'm doing this. Right, dark tone ink in now. A little tiny bit of my thinner is going in there as well. And now to get my paintbrush. Mix it all around. Okay, actually I think that might be a bit dark. I think I've got a lighter tone. Bear with me 1 second. Right, okay, so the dark tone is just a little bit too black for what I need it to be. So I'm just going to quickly wipe it off of here. Now I've got two other tones. I've got a strong tone and a soft tone. Let's have a look, see what these are going to look like. So we've got, that's the soft tone and this is the strong tone. Let's see which one's going to be better. Right, I think we'll go with the soft tone. So, which is this one right here, again from Army Painter's ink. Couple of dollops in there. A little bit of the thinners. Mix it up. And hopefully just start painting it all on. Just literally slap it on. Don't worry about whether you're putting too much on or if we're literally plastering it. Plastering this stuff on here. Try to minimize any air bubbles. Out, and by the way, this is the first, I haven't done much human painting, for want of a better word. Let's see if there's anything else there. No, let's just put I might as well finish this up by putting it in the hair here. Don't worry, this is not going to be the colour of the hair. I'm just using the paint up, save wasting it. Or the ink, I should say. And they should also help our hair when we go to do it in a little bit. Now we may need 1 or 2 coats of this. It depends on what it's going to look like once it's all dried. As you can see, I'm liberally pasting it on. In the middle of the eyes, I've deliberately left quite a bit in there. Let's wipe that off of there. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. I've deliberately left But I'm just going to get my paintbrush in there and soak up some of it. There, that should do. Right. Now we got to let this dry. So I will bring you guys back in a bit. Okay, so the face is dry. Don't worry about any of those marks there because we are not finished yet. No. Because now what I'm going to do, that was the softer. I'm actually going to use the strong toning to paste all over that. I've got a better brush this time so I can actually paint on put, but I'm not going to thin it this time. Not going to thin this one. One more drop in there. Alright. And again, I'm just going to concentrate on the face and plaster this stuff all over. And there we go. A little bit too much in between the eyeball there. There we go. A little bit more there. Right. So as you can see, I've now really plastered that on. Right there. But there's certain places I'm just going to take a little bit off, which is just like here. I'm just using the wicking effect of the paintbrush. There we go. That's a bit better. To take most of that off. There. Now, oh no, get that standing up straight. Now we let that sit again and let that one dry. And then we're going to go into some dry brushing techniques. I'll bring you guys back in a minute. Okay, bringing you back. So what you can, don't know if you can see here, but basically what that's done is put shadows and shading in all the places that we want. Don't worry about all these marks, they're going to disappear. That we want. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to go with a Monster Brown. Okay, this is what I'm going to go with first. And I'm going to be using a technique called dry brushing. And basically what that is you get your paint, put it on your brush, wipe most of it off. Yep, that's what we're going to do. And the trick with dry brushing is to do it in layers, because you will hardly see any paint going on at all. And yes, I do have good wrist action. It's years of being single. Thank you very much. Okay, that should do, I hope. Oh, now we've got a little nasty bit right there. It can go over there. So let's put this Monster Brown down. It's actually quite thick, which is fine. And get my dry brushing brush, and I'm going to just mix this up a little bit. Now I know Monster Brown isn't a skin colour, but as you say, you get your paint and then you wipe it off till there's hardly any left, and then you just go over the model with it. And literally Just go all over it. That darker stuff will still show through. Let's get a little bit more on there. Wipe a little bit more off. And don't worry, because we're going to be doing the same process with the actual skin color as well, the main skin color. This is just so I can get a base on here of this slightly darker color. Then I can dry brush the main skin tone again, and it is literally all about doing it in layers. Oh, hello, come back here. The more layers we do, we will still be able to have all of that lovely definition with all the shadows and everything like that, but it will also start bringing out all the details. And the back doesn't matter too much because you're not really going to be seeing that. And as you can see, now you can't really see, but it's looking a little bit like the Gorgon at the minute from Clash of the Titans. But don't worry, we are not finished. Not by a long shot. Right, that will do there. So let me just clean my brush. No, this is not the ideal way of cleaning brushes, by the way. I'm just doing it for ease of use. There we go. Let's get this paint out of here. So now I'm going to get the main skin tone. Give that a bit of a stir. Get just a little bit out onto there. It's a little bit more than a little bit, but that's fine. Now this is a proper dry brushing brush. It's quite stiff, but I'm now going to use a softer bristled brush. Still do the same technique. Gonna get most of this off and start dry brushing again. Now this one We will no doubt have to do quite a few layers to get this to look right. If I can get it to look right at all. It's a fun process, this, isn't it? Very time consuming, but hopefully once it's done, it should look good. At least I hope so. Say, I'm not very good with figures, so don't use this as an example. There we go, there's part of it done. We're still not finished yet. So I'm going to go slightly heavier this time and just gently paint the brush over things, just to try and even things out. Right, and for the neck, I'm going to paint properly. Because I just want underneath the chin area here to have a slightly darker accent area. Oh, got a little hair there. I think I got it off. Right. So again, I'm just going to wait for this to dry and I will bring you guys back in a minute. Oh, let me show you this first. That's what it's starting to look like so far. Not great at the minute, but we're not done. We're not done. I'll bring you guys back. Alright, so after a few times of dry brushing, it's coming along like this. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we've already got our main skin color in there. I'm going to get a bit of white. I'm just going to put a dab of white just over there. I'm going to get some of my skin tone and some of the white together and make a slightly lighter tone. Not too light, just ever so, just slightly. And then lightly go over the higher areas, i.e. the nose, the chin, the mouth, the cheeks, top of the ears. Damn it. Okay. And just lightly dry brushing those bits there. I don't know if you can see that, but he's ever so slightly lighten up in those, just those areas. I'm now going to get the white and add a bit more white to it to lighten it a bit more. A lot more. But this time I'm going to be very careful as to where I put it. Still dry brushing, but I'm going to concentrate on the tops of the ears, tops of the cheek. That might be a bit too light. That's it. And what the dry brushing will do, it'll accentuate those higher ridges. Yeah, ish. Don't know if you can see that. Up close, it looks like gold. Further away, it don't look too bad. But when you get up close and personal, it looks like the bloody Gorgon from Clash of the Titans. Oh, God. Right. Okay. So I'm going to let that dry instead of put it there. Hope this works and I haven't made mess up of it. If I have to wipe it all, take it all off again. Luckily, Dettol will get rid of the paint, so that's not too bad of an issue. Right. So we're going to get rid of this in here. Going to need a better, cleaner tissue soon. There we go. Put that over there, out of the way. So again, got to let it dry. Bring you back. Okay, so now that's dry, I'm going to get my soft tone ink again and put a couple of drops in there. Thin it down. But we're going to thin it down quite a bit. Then I'm going to get my longish brush. Mix this up nicely. And now with this is where I'm going to do some of the finer detailing. I'm going to draw some of the, some of that lining into his mouth. Take some of that off there. Just in his eyeballs and just underneath the eyebrows or the eyes. Okay, it looks freaky now. Okay, that will do. Really need to get some water in here. Right, let that dry for the moment. And clean that out. Now I've got in just what I want to do in there. And I'm going to get some white. Obviously, because now we're going to start on the eyes. Now, the eyes are not fully white. So I'm going to put a little bit of this soft tone mixed in with it. And I'm going to use a smaller brush. Oh, it's whiter than that. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I might do a little bit more white. Oh, you can tell I don't like painting figures. Well, it's not that I don't like painting. I've never done figures. And I honestly haven't a clue as to what I'm doing. If you guys got any better hints and tips, and I think I know one person that I know does figures, and she would be able to tell me where I'm going wrong. Please tell me where I'm going wrong, because I haven't a clue. Right, so I'm gonna cut just a little tiny bit of thinner in there, just a drop. There we go. Because an eyeball is not pure white. Okay, that's a mistake I know a lot of people make. So I'm just going to get a little bit of paint, and I'm going to try and just get it in the eyeball. And I'm going to fail absolutely miserably. And get that off. Get me a bit thinner on there. Okay. Starting to look like a zombie. Yep, starting to look like a zombie. I am actually thinking of starting all over again. Let me just get a little bit of black in there. Just a little bit, just to dot where the iris is. Just to, no, he's got a brown coloured eyes, hasn't he? Let's go with a little bit of a strong tone, just to do that bit just around the eyeball. The iris, I should say. Yep. I think he has brown eyes. Not 100% sure. Oh, good God Almighty. Yeah. Well, yes. Okay. Okay. Uh-huh. Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, not looking good at all. Oh, for God's sake, man. What the fuck am I doing? Let me get a little bit of this dark tone and put in an iris. The dark tone is pretty much black. Let's put a dot right in the iris. Oh shit. No, not working. Right, I am going to redo this completely. Fangirl, if you're watching this, help! This is totally fucked up. Completely and utterly made a balls up of it. So he's going to go and have a bath with some Dettol to get him all nice and clean again. But yeah, no, I am not happy with this at all. Not at all. Yeah, I am not happy with this. I do not like. I mean, I'm not worried about these lines on the neck, but look at what's gone on here. Look at that. It looks like he's got scars and he's diseased. You know, that's not too bad, but over here, I don't know what the fuck is going on over here. Maybe I need to paint the eyebrows. Let me paint the eyebrows. Maybe that is because I haven't painted the eyebrows. It's not looking quite right. Don't know. No, it's like the fucking Joker. Yeah, I'm redoing it. I'm redoing it. This is no good. This does not look good. It is. I'm still going to upload this video because, as I've always said, I like to show my mistakes. And this is a doozy. This is a good one. This is a brilliant mistake. So I'm going to upload this video anyway. I mean, the technique I think is sound. I think it's my implementation of it. I'm going to go back and I'm going to watch some videos of, excuse me, of other people painting the face. Or should I just go very simple and just paint it with the skin color, do a little bit of highlighting here and there, and that's it. Bob's your uncle, done. If anyone can give me any hints and tips or anything like that, please, I'm begging you, please, because this is just a no. There is no way I would be happy to show this off or anything. Even from a distance, it doesn't look right. Okay? You go up close and personal. I've destroyed David Tennant. I've destroyed the Doctor. I've given him scars. How the hell I've given him scars? I don't know. I think it must be just a really bad mold pressing of his face. I think, but it's a rubbery kind of substance as well. It's not plastic; it's rubber, and it's so hard to sand and get it smooth. But I'm gonna have to get him in a Dettol bath, let him soak overnight. And basically all I'm going to do is like put some Dettol in a bag, put his head in it, close it up, seal it up, let it sit there overnight. And hopefully by tomorrow the paint I should just gently be able to rub off with a toothbrush. Oh God, what a mistake. This is why I've been putting this off. I know I wouldn't be any good at it. But anyway guys, I'm going to say thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video and me making a complete balls up of things, because that's exactly what I do for this channel. And I will see you guys in the next one, where hopefully I won't make such a cock up of it. Alright then, you take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye now.